Hey everyone, it's Robert. Aaron's with me. We are Get Your Geek On, and we want you to check out this segment from this week's Talkin Geek. Well, I mean, we've got at least one question. We're gonna pause right now and see if there's any other questions. Be on the lookout for those questions and those posts every week because we want to know what you are interested in. Well, so we didn't get a ton of questions. This is the first time we've done this segment.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
We did get one question though that we're gonna answer here.
Yeah.
And we definitely want more. So as you're watching this video, make sure and drop in your comments down below. Drop in your comments every week when we make those posts. Make sure and ask us this question so we can interact with you. But the one question we did get was from Matthew Hasso. And his question, he wants to know what's the next cinematic universe that we're going to review after we complete the MCU. So we're almost done with that. So what's our next review series of videos that he wants to know?
I had an idea that I just haven't pitched to you yet.
No.
I was thinking about it.
We're pitching it live on the air.
Yeah, we're going to pitch it right now and see what Robert says. I mean, of course you can say no.
Go for it.
I don't care.
Go for it.
I was thinking, what about reviewing, I don't know if it would be cinematic, like the whole cinematic universe itself, but what about reviewing all the bad comic book movies? And I mean like Red, technically, is a comic book.
Red's not bad. Red 2 is terrible.
Well, that's kind of what I was leading with. Red 2. The Phantom.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember that one from was it the mid-90s, I think that one was. What else is out there? They have the...
If you say Supergirl, I'm not doing it.
Supergirl. Oh my God, I forgot about that one.
I actually
forgot about
it's
that.
actually funny. So Matthew is the guy that asked the question.
Yeah.
I do a podcast with him, or I have done a podcast with him, and literally we did an episode on Supergirl.
Oh my
that
God.
movie's so bad.
I forgot all about that one. But I was thinking like Spirit is out there, 300, but 300 was a good one.
I don't know if I really want to. I don't know if I really want to do like movies that I just want to crap on. Like I want to enjoy movies.
Oh come on! You mean Spirit, Phantom were bad?
Wait. Let me throw this one at you.
Okay.
James Bond.
I mean, I'm never gonna turn down James Bond.
There's like 25 movies. Something like that.
Roughly 25.
So we go back. I mean, there's so many that I haven't seen since I was a kid. Like a lot of the Sean Connery ones, whether it's like Dr. No, From Russia with Love, Thunderball. Like I haven't seen most of those since I was a kid. I don't think I've ever seen the Timothy Dalton ones.
There's only, two, I think, of those.
Yeah, there's only two from Living Daylights and...
Her Majesty's Secret Service, I think is the other one.
No. That's... I think it's like You Only Live Twice or something like that. I think is his other one. But yeah, on Her Majesty's Secret Service is the one with George Lazenby.
That's who it is.
I've never seen that one.
Yeah.
I've seen most of the Roger Moore ones, but probably not all of them. I definitely saw all the Pierce Brosnan ones, and there is only one good one.
Tomorrow Never Dies?
Definitely not. That's not the worst one.
No, it's not the worst either.
But no, and then, obviously the Daniel Craig ones, I've seen all those. So, I mean, there's like 20-something movies, and a lot of them I don't remember or haven't seen much of. So that would be interesting.
I'm down for that.
I don't know.
I'm a huge James Bond fan.
I know you are. That's why I pitched it to you.
When I think it was either late teens, early 20s, I sat down and watched all of them.
Yeah.
In like about a week's time or so, but it was before Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
And I think the last Pierce one hadn't come out yet.
Oh, thank God. Can we go back retroactively and destroy that movie? Die Another Day. That's the one with Halle Berry.
Yes.
That movie is so bad.
I watched it and I was like, this isn't Bond to me. I hate it.
Oh, it's so bad.
I think that one hadn't come out yet.
I feel really bad for Pierce Brosnan because, like, he is excellent as James Bond. Like, he's the perfect James Bond.
Yeah.
And outside of GoldenEye, his movies are terrible.
Yeah.
They're so bad.
So and that's the funny thing. When my introduction to James Bond was actually the video game GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Then I watched the movie and I was like, okay, the movie's good. And then I told my mom, I was like, I want to get the whole thing. So this is how old I am. I actually have, I think, all the way up to GoldenEye on VHS.
Nice.
All of the films because they had the Bond collection.
Yeah.
So so I ended up one week I was like late teens, early 20s. And I was like, I'm going to sit here and watch every single one. So it started with Dr. No and worked all my way through it.
Have you transferred those to digital yet? You're going to get them over to me?
No, not like that.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying.
We both have HBO Max, which does have it.
Does it have all of them?
I think it has all of them. I know I saw all the Pierce ones.
Yeah. So definitely, I mean, that's an option. Obviously, we could do other universes, like we could do either other Marvel movies, like there was like the Spider-Man trilogy, the Raimi trilogy. There's
trilogy. Oh.
Daredevil and Elektra. Technically, we're in the.
I mean, that goes back to the movies we want to crap on. Though,
yeah, the Fantastic Four movies. This is rough. The Superman movies. Oh, there's one good one.
Only no, I still think there's two.
Superman 2 is okay.
No, I'm saying there's only two good movies that are Superman. I liked Man of Steel.
Okay, all right. So you're saying the original, and then Man of Steel. Okay.
Yeah, everything else.
I was talking about the four that were with Christopher.
Oh, just Christopher.
Like that's.
And that's a funny thing. I didn't know there was a fourth one. That's how bad I don't remember it. And I think we had talked about it
Isn't
one
that
night.
the one with Nuclear Man?
Is it? Oh my gosh.
That's the one with Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
That's where you just say, "I'm sorry, Chris. This movie doesn't exist from your career. Sorry, man."
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm down for James Bond. I mean, I love the series. I mean,
I don't know.
Got so many good actors.
We've got a few more movies in the MCU to get through, so we don't know yet. We hadn't really talked about the next project or if we were going to do something like that, because that's a lot of work. I mean, it's been, we were watching a movie every week for half a year basically.
Yeah. And then this kind of paused us, and that's why I haven't released anything yet, because I was like, I don't want to also space out too far, because like eventually we have to review Black Widow. But we don't know when Black Widow's going to come out. The way we planned for it, was supposed to have already happened.
Right, yeah. We were building towards the Black Widow release, and now that's supposedly coming out in November. Yeah. Which I think will still happen.
Yeah, I think so.
But we don't really know.
I don't know. But it would be good to see what else to do. I'm always down for another one. This was fun.
I mean, there's always the Star Wars series. Although I did vow to myself after I watched all of the movies before Force Awakens came out. Mm-hmm. So I watched the 6 movies that had been made before that, the previous 6 episodes, and I vowed to myself that was the last time I would ever watch Attack of the Clones. I hate episode 2. It's my I hate it.
I don't remember episode 2. The only thing I remember from episode 1 was the pod racing scene.
You don't? Well, see, episode 1 has like the Darth Maul fight, which is cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And there's a couple other things in episode 1 that I can live with. Episode 2, I absolutely hate. So. I mean, maybe my arm will get twisted at some point, and we will review all of the Star Wars movies.
Kristen will make you watch them eventually again.
But I hate episode 2.
See, I don't remember it. But yeah, I mean, the Star Wars would be fun. You got Star Trek, too. Star Trek's out there.
Yep. Star Wars, there's like 11 movies. Star Trek now, there's probably around 13 or 14.
Yeah. And we got Starship Troopers. There's about 5. Nope, there's 5.
I've literally only ever seen the first one, and I thought it was okay.
They have 3 live action and 2 animated, and they follow a timeline.
But why?
Because boobs. Yeah, they have the first one, which with Casper Von Dien, and then the second one doesn't have him in it. It follows this whole other platoon.
Yeah, they couldn't get that big star back.
No, we couldn't get Neil Patrick Harris either. He was too big now. I forgot the name of the second one, and then the third one is called Marauders.
I'm glad you enjoy that movie.
I do.
Because somebody needs to. This is not me.
The one fan out there.
It's not me. The movie's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
But like, there's so many other good comedy, sci-fi, action comedy, sci-fi. I mean, I even told you this.
There's comedy, sir. There's real drama.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
And real boobs. I hope.
I told you that I recently watched a documentary on Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
And like that, to me, like if we did the Star Trek, like if we went back and watched the Star Trek movies, we would have to also include Galaxy Quest, because that's literally a Star Trek movie. It's maybe the best Star Trek movie. It's so good.
Okay.
I mean, Wrath of Khan is great. Don't get me wrong. But Galaxy Quest is like, it's a love letter to the fans, to the show. Like it embraces geek culture. If you've never seen Galaxy Quest and you're watching this show, this was a movie made for you. Like, this is literally made for geeks and nerds that love this stuff. It does not make fun of us. It does not do any of those things. It came out in '99, and it was like groundbreaking. It's way ahead of its time, because like this is the type of movie that you would expect to see now. Yeah. But like 20 years ago, when geeks and nerds were still geeks and nerds and people looked down on us, this movie was like, this is amazing.
It was like, I think I said this before. It definitely flew under the radar, and it's so underrated. It was not
a big hit at the time, but man, it has a huge following now. And I would recommend that movie to anyone, anytime. I think that movie's fantastic. So
we have a bunch of different options. We have James Bond.
Yep.
We have Star Trek, Star
Yep.
Wars, Starship Troopers now.
DC movies,
DC movies.
bad comic book movies
Bad
apparently
comic book
is
movies.
what you want to do.
It was
So,
an idea because I was like, man, but yeah, we would crap on that all day.
I mean,
that's true.
I'm just like, I'm looking over there and I'm like, oh man, Ang Lee's Hulk. That's a bad comic book movie.
I forgot all about that one too. I mean,
So-
and there's so many that I forgot about. Even there's a Fantastic Four movie that I don't think it got made, but I think the trailer is out there even.
The Richard Corman one from
Yeah.
the early 90s. So the movie actually got made and never got released.
Oh,
though.
did it?
Yeah,
Oh.
it got made for rights reasons. Basically, they had to make the movie so that they didn't lose the rights. But it
Gotcha.
has no budget. It got no, like it's. I've never seen it. You know what I have seen, because I also did it for that podcast
God.
that
What
I
is
did
it?
with my buddy, and it's the 1990 Captain America movie.
Isn't that where like the shield is like see-through looking too?
It's maybe one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
He has
it's-
his helmet's like a bike helmet, right?
It's
too, I
so
think?
no, it's not even like it's just, it's so bad.
Do you remember the Hulk and Thor TV movie with
See, but that's a TV movie.
yeah?
Like this movie was made and released in a theater, and it's
Do you remember Nick Fury's movie? What's his
I never
face in
saw
it?
it's
From Baywatch.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
I can't
about.
think of his name now. all of a
David
sudden.
Hasselhoff.
Yeah, he plays Nick Fury.
Yep.
I've seen posters of it, and I was like, I don't want to watch it because it looks so corny.
I'm sure it's terrible. I mean, if you think about the journey of comic book movies,
Yeah.
like okay, Superman in 1978,
Right.
and then you had like Batman 1989,
Mm-hmm.
and those movies became series and dropped off
Right.
in quality very quickly.
Yeah. Anything
Um,
before like 95, I think.
And
really.
then yeah, I mean, it's not until like Blade
Mhm.
and the X-Men series and then Spider-Man, which is early 2000s, like that was the time where movies, characters that weren't Batman or Superman,
Yeah.
got budgets for their movies, and the movies actually started making money,
Yeah.
and consequently started being better in quality.
Yep.
And then, of course, the MCU exploded in 2008 with Iron Man.
Mhm.
You had the Batman series in the mid 2000s.
Mhm.
The Christopher Nolan and Christian Bale, which The Dark Knight famously was the first comic book movie in which an actor won an Oscar,
You're right.
and that was
Heath Ledger. was it?
Heath Ledger
Yep.
for the Joker. And then that was also the year, and a lot of people speculated it was because of The Dark Knight that they expanded the Best Picture category from 5 up to a possibility of 10, because a lot of people felt like Dark Knight got snubbed
Yeah.
in not getting an Oscar nomination for Best Picture.
Yeah.
And so, like, 2008, which is when that movie came out, that's when Iron Man came out. So Dark Knight and Iron Man 2008, I mean, talk about a moment in time that just, it changed everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally everything we can trace from comic book movies.
Mm-hmm.
It comes from 1978 Superman and 2008 Iron Man and The Dark Knight.
Exactly. And I agree with you. Like everything, I really think once it hit the mid 90s, that's when it started slowly changing. Because, like you said, you have 78 Superman, you have 89 Batman.
Yeah.
And then they tried doing The Crow, which was 91.
It was like
90,
94.
44, something like that.
Yeah, 94, I think.
And then the same thing, though. Just like the other Batmans and Supermans, the quality goes down.
Yep.
The movies are not worth watching. And then Blade was like 96, I think, 97?
I think Blade was 97 or 98. I don't
Okay.
remember exactly.
And then that's where I
the
feel
first,
like
the first X-Men was 2000. The first Spider-Man
Mhm.
was 2002. You had 2005 was Batman Begins.
Yeah.
And there's still a bunch of crappy ones in there
yeah.
too. I mean, you still
Fantastic
have
Four.
your Daredevil, your Fantastic Four, your Hulk.
Mhm.
There's still a lot of. I mean, even X-Men: The Last Stand and X-Men Origins Wolverine, and there are still bad comic book movies being made today. I mean, a lot of people didn't like Dark Phoenix at all. I thought it was okay.
I did watch that one.
Suicide Squad was a terrible movie. So I mean, there's but then on the other hand, you have Thor Ragnarok and Infinity War and Endgame, and
Yep.
it's like, so it's amazing how far we've come, but it's still really hard to make a really good
It
movie.
really is.
So
We'll see. So we got a lot to go with on
yeah,
that.
so
One
that's a
question, too.
long question and answer there on one question,
So
but
we'll see.
Well, I think we will
We're
do
done.
some more, but
Yeah.
maybe not something where we have to watch a movie every week.
No.
Maybe we'll just
No.
have some conversations about maybe the journey of comic book movies, like
That'd be fun.
we just kind of talked about that. So
maybe we'll see what happens.
we'll see.
But speaking of all of that, so this past Monday, our MCU retrospective review came out.
Yep, Guardians of the
that was-
Galaxy Volume 2. Is it as good as the original? No.
Who knows? I was gonna try to give
Spoiler
you
alert.
guessing, but
Spoiler
you know,
alert.
he
It's
says
not
no.
as good as the original.
So definitely go check that out.
Yep.
That's already come out.
Yeah, and next Monday is your guy, Spider-Man Homecoming.
happy. I love watching
So the
Spidey.
first solo Tom Holland
Yes.
Spider-Man movie, where we don't get an origin story.
It's a throwaway line.
Yeah,
It's one
which
sentence.
I think we'd seen it twice. We'd seen it
Oh
in
my gosh,
2002 with Tobey Maguire. We saw it again with Andrew
Garfield.
Garfield in 2011, something like that.
Yeah.
2010, 2011.
Yeah.
And so this is 2017. We got Tom Holland, and maybe the best live action Spider movie up till that point. Maybe tune in for our thoughts.
So that came out, and Thursday comes out our comic book review with the comics call to action, and Friday we have an interview coming out with Tiny Build, who is the publisher of many video games, including Secret Neighbor, probably one of their biggest ones. My Delivery Service, I believe, is the other one. I cannot pronounce the other one now. I can't think of it. So, but they have a bunch of games out there, guys. Go check them out. Go type in Tiny Build, and you'll see tons of games that they've published. Like I said, they're not creators, but they are publishers, and they have some big hits out there for some indie titles. So check that out.
Yeah.
But I think that's pretty much covers everything this week. I hope you guys enjoyed how we're doing this, and I hope you enjoyed the new segments. And again, if you don't like anything, or if you like them, let us know.
Yeah.
That's the only way we can change and help make everything better, is if you let us know. Because we're doing this for you. We're doing this because we like to, we have fun, and Robert signed the contract in blood, and I won't let him go.
Correct.
So on that note, guys.
But I am happy to be here today.
he's
Like I
happy.
said,
The one time. He took his happy pill before he left.
I have happy pills.
So, I don't know.
Fantastic. I'm gonna start taking those more often.
You'll enjoy your job better. But on that
Don't do
note-
drugs, kids. Don't do drugs in public. There we go.
On that note, guys, everyone stay safe, have fun, and remember, stay geeky, guys, and let us know what makes you geek, whether it's movies, video games, comic books, whatever it is. We want to know, and stay tuned for more, guys, and have a great one.